Let's discuss Pericardium 7, Great Mound, a Yuan-Source point. Location on the anterior aspect of the wrist joint space, the most distal wrist crease between the tendons of the palmaris longus and flexor carpi radialis muscles. How to find Pericardium 7? As the location of the wrist crease varies, the wrist joint space is a more reliable reference point. By moving the patient's hand in a relaxed way, it can easily be palpated. Locate Pericardium 7 on this level between the two tendons, which become more pronounced when the fingertips are pressed together. If only one tendon is visible, this will be the tendon of the flexor carpi radialis muscle. Pericardium 7 is located on its ulnar aspect. Located on the same level are heart 7 on the ulnar aspect of the wrist joint, radial to the tendon of the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle, and lung 9 on the radial aspect of the wrist joint, lateral to the radial artery. Needling of Pericardium 7, vertically 0.3 to 0.5 Tsun. For carpal tunnel syndrome, also 0.5 to 1 Tsun, obliquely, in a lateral direction along the tunnel. Caution, the median nerve is located directly under this point. Thus, needling can cause a significant electric sensation. In this case, no further needle manipulation to avoid possible injury. Actions or indications of Pericardium 7. Clears heat from the heart, calms the Shen, harmonizes the stomach and intestines, cools heart fire, affecting the bladder, unbinds the chest, cools the blood, opens the channel, alleviates pain. Special features: Yuan-Source point, Shu-Stream point, Earth point, sedation point, Sun Si Miao ghost point. Important point for calming, main point for carpal tunnel syndrome. Pericardium 7's most important function is that of calming the mind. In this respect, it has all the same functions as Heart 7. As a matter of fact, historically, PC7 was used as the source point of the heart channel. The first chapter of the Spiritual Axis lists PC7 as the source point of the heart. PC7 is more effective in women, and Heart 7 more effective in men to calm the mind. PC7 is also better to deal with the emotional consequences of the breaking up of relationships. P7 also clears heart fire and is particularly important to use when heart fire causes mental problems, such as great anxiety and mental restlessness or even manic behavior. To summarize, Pericardium 7 calms the mind and opens the mind's orifices. So this is particularly beneficial in insomnia, manic behavior, palpitations, agitation, mental restlessness, sadness, and fright. PC7 also clears heat and toxic heat. So febrile disease, red eyes, thirst, eczema of hands, carbuncles, furuncles. It also harmonizes the stomach, epigastric pain, vomiting. So let's compare Heart 7 with Pericardium 7. Both can nourish heart blood and calm the mind. Heart 7 is more for deficiency patterns, not for warm diseases, gentle action in calming the mind, not so strong in opening the mind's orifices, and it is better for men. For Pericardium 7, it's more for excess patterns, important for warm diseases, heat in the pericardium at the nutritive chi level. PC7 is better for severe anxiety and mania, opens mind's orifices, better for women, and especially indicated for emotional upsets deriving from the breaking of relationships. Pericardium 7 is the Shu-Stream Yuan-Source and Earth point of the pericardium channel. The classic of difficulty states, in cases of deficiency, reinforce the mother. In cases of excess, reduce the child. The pericardium channel belongs to fire, and as the earth or child point of a fire, the mother, the channel, Pericardium 7 is able to reduce excess heat or fire from the pericardium. The pericardium is known as the wrapping of the heart, and like most points of the pericardium channel, Pericardium 7 has a profound action on the heart and spirit. So close was the relationship between the pericardium and heart perceived to be that the spiritual pivot listed only 5 Zan, omitting the pericardium entirely as a discrete Zan, whilst describing the pericardium channel as the channel pertaining to the heart. Thus, for example, Pericardium 7 rather than Heart 7 was listed as the Yuan-Source point of the heart. Pericardium 7 is indicated in a wide variety of emotional disorders and is especially used whenever heat rises to disturb the spirit, whether due to excess of any of the 7 emotions transforming into fire, stagnation of qi, which both impairs circulation of body fluids and transforms into fire, resulting in phlegm fire, which harasses the heart, febrile heat collapsing into the pericardium, blazing heat arising from deficiency of yin. When the spirit is disrupted in this way, it will give rise to palpitations, agitation, epilepsy, mania, manic raving, restlessness, insomnia, and anxiety. Under its alternative name of ghost heart, Pericardium 7 was included by Sun Si Miao among his 13 ghost points for the treatment of mania disorder and epilepsy. In common with several other points of the channel, Pericardium 7 is indicated when febrile disease penetrates to the nutritive and especially the blood levels, agitating the pericardium and spirit and giving rise to fever with agitation, cracked tongue, insomnia, and even mania. This action of Pericardium 7 on cooling the blood level further explains its use in the treatment of eczema, windrush, and carbuncles and furuncles. Pericardium 7 is the principal point used in the treatment of carpal tunnel syndrome, in which case the needle is inserted obliquely and distally along the carpal tunnel.